This rare footage shows the aftermath of one of the most devastating natural disasters in American history, the San Francisco earthquake of 1906. But how did this disaster reshape one of the West's most important cities? On the early morning of April 18, 1906, at 5:12 a.m., San Francisco was violently shaken by an earthquake measuring 7.9 on the Richter scale. Within seconds, the city, home to nearly 400,000 people, was in ruins. Buildings collapsed, streets cracked open, and then came the fires. What made this earthquake so deadly? San Francisco, born out of the California gold rush, had rapidly grown into the largest city in the West. It was a bustling hub for settlers, cowboys, and fortune seekers, where brick and wooden buildings sprang up quickly. But those very buildings crumbled under the force of the quake. To make things worse, broken gas lines ignited fires that raged uncontrollably for 3 days. More than 28,000 buildings were destroyed, and over half the population was left homeless. Did you know that the fire was so intense, the city resorted to using dynamite to try and stop the flames? Ironically, this only spread the destruction. But how did the city manage to rise again from such a disaster? Before the earthquake, San Francisco was the gateway to the West, an essential stop for traders, ranchers, and those looking to strike it rich. Its destruction sent shockwaves throughout the frontier. Major trade routes were disrupted, and the future of the city, once the pride of the West, was suddenly uncertain. But in true frontier spirit, San Francisco's residents didn't give up. In the aftermath, the city quickly set about rebuilding. San Francisco became a symbol of resilience, bouncing back from near total destruction, and in just a few years, it was back as a thriving metropolis. But the earthquake had also marked the beginning of a new era, one where the old Wild West began to fade, giving way to a more modern, industrialized city. Today, we know that the earthquake was caused by the sudden shifting of the San Andreas Fault, a geological fracture stretching through California. And geologists warn that another big one is coming. Could San Francisco survive another quake like this? San Francisco may have been born in the Wild West, but the earthquake of 1906 transformed it into something else entirely. What would the city look like today if that disaster had never struck?